Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of 247 DIY. Today we're going to be doing some maintenance here on my new Craftsman T3200. Specifically, we're going to be changing out the cutting blades, doing an oil change and replacing the air filter. And if we have time, we're going to go ahead and get this thing washed up and use the deck clean out feature that this comes with. So stay tuned for that. So first I want to get started by replacing the cutting blades. So let's get this thing up on the mower lift, and then we can get underneath and get the blades changed out. And so I'm going to go ahead and replace these one at a time. I did go ahead and get the direct replacements for the ones that are on here. I can throw the part number up on the screen. And then these are probably a standard size bolt, but a 24 millimeter is what I have, and that fits on there just perfect. And out of abundance of caution, anytime I go ahead and change mower blades, I just like to pull the spark plug on the engine. Just like I said, it probably would never happen, but out of an abundance of caution, in case you accidentally spin these blades and were to turn the engine over, obviously that wouldn't be good. So we're going to go ahead and just impact these off, and then when we're all done, we're going to go ahead and torque them to spec. The owner's manual says anywhere from 70 to 90 foot-pounds. And there's a washer that goes with that nut as well. And then these are the S-style shank blades. If I remember correctly, and I could be wrong on this, but from when I bought this mower, this was like sort of like a new thing that Craftsman was doing. I think since this mower has been out, they've gone back to more of a traditional shank, but I did get the S shank replacement blades to go on these spindles so that I knew there wouldn't be an issue. And I figured that I would mention, I've only used this mower now for one season. I did think it was kind of odd that the blades were so dull, but when I ordered these on Amazon. I mean, you could order them directly from like a Sears outlet or something like that. I did order these on Amazon, and it seems that I'm not, just a weird abusive lawnmower. Everybody was saying that theirs seemed to dull after 1 year as well. These are not a cheap set of blades for this 54-inch deck. This is an $80 set of blades, so I'm going to keep the old ones. When I have some spare time, I'll go ahead and give those a sharpen, and then I'll just have two sets of blades in rotation, because $80 is quite a bit of money to fork out when you need new blades. And then, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and hopefully have time here to give this mower a wash and use the deck clean out feature. But I figure it's not going to get a lot of this built up stuff. So as long as we're here and we've got these blades removed, we'll get rid of a lot of this built up grass, and then we'll get the new blades on there. So now we can go ahead and move on to getting the oil change done. I've already gone ahead and just pulled the dipstick out. That way the oil can drain a little bit more freely. This is the oil drain right here. Simply pop the black cap off of there. Craftsman provides this little extension tube here for drainage. You just push that on the end. I've got a old washer fluid bottle here that I just cut the top off to catch the oil. And then all you're gonna do is turn the yellow portion here to the left and then pull out. And even though I did go ahead and warm this engine up prior to opening up the plug here, it does look like this model drains a little bit slowly. So we'll go ahead, we'll let this drain for a little bit, and in the meantime we'll go ahead and get the oil filter off. Get a rag underneath there because I know it's gonna drip. I'm wondering if I can just get this off by hand. And I cannot. And I went ahead and picked up a genuine Kohler oil filter to go ahead and replace the old one. If I haven't mentioned already, this Craftsman here came with the Kohler 7000 series 24 horsepower engine. And per the instruction booklet that comes with the Kohler engine, I have pre-filled the oil filter and allowed it to sit for a couple minutes and let that filter material soak up some of the oil. So we can go ahead and install this now. And with any oil filter, don't forget to go ahead and lube that rubber gasket up with some new oil. And also, like with any oil filter, hand tight is perfectly fine. You don't have to crank them on, they're super tight. And I'm just gonna go ahead and wait for the rest of that oil to drain out. It does look like it's almost done about now. There is still a little bit coming out, so I'll come back once this is fully drained. All right, so don't mind the noise in the background. Just got the air compressor running right now, but we've slowed down to a drip here on the oil, so we can go ahead and close it up. We're just going to push in and turn it back to the right where it was when we started. Pull the hose off of there and replace the cap. Now we can go ahead and fill the oil up. And this is the Kohler KT735 specifically, so it takes 2 quarts of oil. And per the chart that comes with the engine itself, unless you're operating in extremely cold temperatures where they recommend 5W30, 10W30 seems to be the coverage through the vast majority of the temperature range and falls within the temperature range that I use this mower at. So that's what we're going with, 1030 weight oil. And then what I like to do is once you get it to the point where it reads full on the dipstick, just going to go ahead and turn the engine over, get all the oil cycled through there. We'll recheck the oil, and usually you got to top off with a little bit more. And I always find lawnmower dipsticks, mainly because they do go down the fill tube. You get sort of a lot of residual oil in the tube itself. I always find them to be a little bit difficult to read. It does clearly seem to be right on the full line, but usually what I'll do is I just make sure that after I go ahead and run it for a little bit, not necessarily wait until I'm fully done with mowing the whole lawn, mow a little bit, run it for a little while, come back and just double check just for the peace of mind knowing that your oil is fully topped off. And that it hasn't run low because you haven't added enough fluid. But I do believe we added enough based on the marks on the jug, so we should be good. Then we can go ahead and replace the air filter. And this, you just push these 2 tabs here on the very front of the motor. Your air cleaner cover comes right off, and your air cleaner's right here, and that just pulls right off like that. And being that this only has 29 hours on it, you really could just go ahead and replace this green portion here, this pre-cleaner. It's a separate part of the air filter that just comes right off, but I picked up a 3-pack of these on Amazon for like 15 bucks. So for $5 a pop, it's something that I just go ahead and replace once a year. Just push that right back down where it sits. And then we can put the cleaner cover right back on there. right, so I'm going to go ahead and take a minute off camera. Going to give this thing a bath outside, and like I said before, I am going to go ahead and try out the deck wash feature. It's something I've never used on a mower before, but if you're curious, your mower will come with this little adapter here. The black part screws onto your hose, and then this little quick connect thing, you pull back on the collar, pop it on there, and then that connects to your mower deck. You go turn your hose on and turn your mower on, engage the blades, let them spin until you're satisfied that it's clean, and then you're good to go. It does say to do it after every mow. I don't think I really have all the time in the world to be washing the deck out after every single time I mow, but probably once a year in the spring like I'm doing now, I'll just go ahead and give this deck a wash out. So I'll have to see how it works. Like I said, I've never used one before. Kind of skeptical how well it's going to clean underneath there, but we'll see. And that's going to go ahead and do it for this video, guys. As always, if you like the video, be sure to hit that like button. Feel free to leave a comment below, and if you're not subscribed already, please consider subscribing. Thanks.